come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me, but you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me, but you did not. So I fell asleep with a broken heart.
Change the setting.
There it is. And you're up.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is, you know what this is. I'm trying to tell you what it is. It's the recovery room, and we are
Everything
streaming.
recovery.
We're streaming live on Caster to a couple of different platforms. We should be live on Facebook. We should be live on the recovery room here.
SRQ.
SRQ. If you want to go and check us out on YouTube, just search the recovery room SRQ, and there will be a live stream there. Hopefully, we got it going on here on Facebook. I've changed the settings to public. Is anybody seeing us out there?
I'm seeing.
Hey, what's up here?
I'm seeing you on.
Go up.
Well, in just a second, I was finishing typing something. Yes, I'm seeing us right here.
So,
That's what
yay! Don Dean. It only took you like half a year, but I don't know if we see in comments. I guess you're posting yours. So, hey guys, so this is kind of like our new format. This is recovery. We talk about everything prevention, everything treatment, everything recovery, everything wellness, and we talk about a little bit of everything as it turns out. Don, is there any way we can get Sean in the picture, please?
Yes, he's in the picture.
Oh, there he is.
Right there.
Oh,
Sean.
I'm cheating.
Asking you, Sean.
I'm cheating. I'm looking up there at the monitor. I'm cheating. He wasn't there. He really wasn't there. But yes, yeah, I feel you now. So, guys, hopefully you had a good day today. You know, I was out riding on the bicycle, right? And
Motorcycle.
well, I call it my bicycle. Anyway, the two-wheel thing. And it was so cold. It was very, very cold. But the beautiful part is that cold made me just feel alive. You know, it was like, oh wow, ooh, I could feel everything. But it also everything was so bright. I mean, you know, the trees, the trees were like looking greater, and like stuff going by was like looking like really awesome. And I was like, man, because we talk about it every day, and God knows you gotta learn how to practice what you preach, right? And so I just kind of start my day just feeling good, and I was riding down the street, and it was feeling really great, and I thought for a minute, it's like, man, this is my playground. You know, this is my playground. What I'm seeing, no other individual on the planet is seeing.
Yeah.
Especially the ones without their freedom.
Oh my God. and especially the ones that are free without their freedom.
There you go.
You know, I mean, this is where this whole thing lies. You have an absolute choice, and I know this to be a fact. Okay, so let's rule out the people who have a disadvantage of being like hit in the head or having some mental thing that's diagnosed and all that. I'm talking about the people who have made themselves sick. You know what I mean? Who thought themselves into being clinically sick. See, you individuals, which is about 70% of us, have the option to look at the world as your playground, go back and start figuring out which little things you did on that playground. You remember when you used to go play on the playground. There's always a bully. There's the cute girl. There's there's the athlete. There's the nerd. There's all these different things. But even back then, that was you looking out at that playground and looking at your world, trying to figure out how you wanted to shape it.
Yeah.
And this is where we are, and this is where we find ourselves now as addicts. We find ourselves right back on that playground. We find ourselves right back in maybe that kind of childish mindset where we need to be, where we've eliminated all of the garbage for a change. It's like saying that it's garbage. You finally say it's garbage.
When I say you gotta play, you gotta change your playgrounds and your playmates.
Yes, yes, indeed.
And if you don't, it's like you kind of can't skip on one and kind of skip on the other, because unless you rid it both all and every out, that dragon, that demon sitting right there going, "Come get me."
When I first got sick, like I felt that something was wrong inside me. And I had a couple of people on, you're just making up your head, you're a hypochondriac, you're just over-exaggerating, you're this, you're that. I tell you what, I'm not having you here in my house. Get out. I think you got here when I threw something at somebody, get out of my house. Go. I don't need that negativity, and nobody needs that negativity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might need a little push in the right direction.
There's a difference, though, between like, constructive criticism.
Right.
And just getting thrown out the front door.
Playground. This is what I'm talking to folks. We're talking playground. We're talking about taking the mantle of your life back, taking responsibility for your own happiness. See, what I have found out in doing this show now for going on 3 years, and putting everything I had into it and into the people and all that, it's like there's nothing that I can do for you. It's a sad statement, but I know it's true. There's nothing I can do for you. I can give you this information, but you have to be the one that takes it and uses it. You know what I mean? You can have all this stuff lined up in front of you and not have the desire to do anything with it, and it sits there and it gathers dust. See, I found myself, I'm going through some real changes in my perspective here lately, just based on some truths, that I've seen. And the reality is that I've heard in my head a lot of times saying hey, well, if an addict like me can do it, so can you. That's crap. That's a bunch of bull crap. Because I could do it because I wanted to do it.
Right.
The same goes for you. If you decide to do it, you're going to do it because you decided to do it. It ain't going to be because it's nothing I said. It ain't going to be because nothing that your mama did or none of that stuff. It's going to be a decision that you make and how you want to play on your playground. What is the quote that goes along with that, say, Chrissy, with the how it goes on your playground? Eventually, as we get this together, because we're getting real kind of cool in here with this stuff going on, we'll be able to put some commercials up. Like I'd love to put this quote up. So that's the other thing about being a part of the Recovery Room family. We post a quote and some kind of caption or something every day, and we don't just pick anything. We contemplate it and we try to feel the vibe. Yeah, I mean, she'll tell me, so what's the topic of the day? And then 3 hours later, I'll come back and say, okay.
Or I've been
here's
searching
what it
for
is.
the right pick to go with me.
Because I had this real inspiration, but I was going like 55, 60 miles an hour, and I couldn't write it down, and then I think I'm going to remember it, but I got what I'd like to affectionately call old singer's disease. It's hey, listen, I got a lot of songs in my head.
I know.
I got a lot of songs in my head, man, and the reality is sometimes they interfere with other stuff.
Well, like when I got sick, I mean, my memory was what it was, but I can remember every crappy song that came out in the 70s and 80s. And
I've heard you sing them, too.
Oh, I can't sing. Whoa. I know I can't
He
sing.
sure likes to put on his headphones and
Ooh, and jam out though. He's a jam out. I remember one night we were in here and I had the system amped up because this system is huge in this house. I had it cranked up. This fool was asleep.
It's what actually put him to sleep.
He slept well too. I was like, oh well, that's cool. I mean, they say music soothes the savage beast, no matter how loud it is.
It was like he was rockabying in a hammock or something.
Well, what's that saying? That my neighbors listen to Led Zeppelin whether they want to or not?
Yeah, yeah. Well, in case you haven't noticed, we're all here and we got on our snow gear. Because it is a little chilly outside, and so that makes me think about all those people that are out there sleeping on that hard concrete, man. You guys pray for them. Go ahead, Sean.
And if anybody has extra blankets or whatever,
Anything, just go drop them off if you see someone.
and I'm not that I'm not putting Goodwill down, but they don't have the money to go buy one. Go to a shelter and say, look, here's some pillows, here's some blankets, here's a sleeping bag, whatever else.
Or, I mean, if you see
You know.
someone on the road, if you know that they're already out there, I mean, if you don't have, you don't see that they have it, just stop and hand
Yeah,
it.
And even
do
like
it.
socks.
Socks. They got that company Bombast or something.
Yeah,
they
Bombast.
buy a pair of socks. They give a pair of socks away. They say socks are the number one most requested item because them toes get cold. It's rough out
And
there.
think about the set of socks you don't use, or that stack of blankets or whatever, or other pillows from extra guest bedrooms, or all that extra stuff. Someone would change their night to have that.
Or make them still be here tomorrow.
Yeah. Your little extras it means a world to them, and it's their life. It's
Yeah, I mean, what else is there, folks? I mean, we spend so much time sitting around talking about me, and the reality is sometimes that's what you find yourself with because you find yourself by yourself because you are not contributing positively to your surroundings. You are not taking that stuff in consideration. You're not looking at it as your playground. And we talked yesterday about what we call intellectual entertainment. See, we can take this thing and make it whatever we want. The beautiful part is that we have imagination, and an imagination on fire is more powerful than all the intellect on ice, baby. Let me tell you that now, and that's just the truth. And so we got to start imagining ourselves in the position that we want ourselves to be in. We got to go into 2020 with our eyes wide open as opposed to wide shut, and look at all the opportunities around you. See, because we all got some kind of talent, something that we do as well as anybody else on the planet that you can actually earn some money doing. You can earn some money and get some fulfillment in doing. And so, again, I'm coming to these realizations that all we can do here is give you hope, some information, tell about our own stories because they are ours. Our stories are our stories. Our stories are our playground stories. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, how did you operate in the playground? Did you get kicked off?
a lot of people say, what was your motivation? And
did you grow up and be a lawyer?
Say, it was the struggle. The struggle was my motivation. What can you think of positive that can be your motivation? Well, yeah, it's a struggle, but go a glass, half full and try to think about what we can just fight every day for. You fight every day for your sobriety.
So I'm assuming we got some volume. Like mine must be turned off or down or something.
But I was looking for comments also. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
the comments are over
Oh, she's
here.
getting them coming
Yeah.
in? Okay, cool. All right, good.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time that we've got a full broadcast in, and I gotta now get used to looking up here at you guys. I've been so used to looking down here at you and over there and all that. So now I get a chance to look at you square in the eye and say to you, thank you very much for. It's a lot of you guys, you know exactly who you are because you've been around. I thank you guys that have been around from the very beginning and have stuck around and continue to come on and support this show and this mission. It's a very humbling experience, and Sean has had it, and Chrissy's had it. It's so crazy when you're out in public and somebody that you least expect says, "Hey, I've been following your show," and I'm like, "Huh?" Okay. And then we've had the adorable Dora join the crew over the last little while, and she's brought a whole bunch of new eyes to the thing. And so, I just hope and pray, like every time before we do this show.
She misses us tonight.
Hey,
Dora.
hey, you. I'm just hoping and praying that somebody gets something out of the show when we do it. We talk a little about Sean's illness, and and how, and I don't know. I'd rather you say it, but I know that even having something like that, addiction can make you do things and that you wouldn't normally do. And that's just one of those realities. And so for you guys that we talk about opioids a lot. We don't talk enough about alcohol. We don't talk enough about eclairs. We don't talk enough about the ponies. We don't talk enough about pornography, which precipitates a whole bunch of white slavery and kidnapping and just all kinds of. See, these are the things that we're talking about. So, who is that guy on the playground? Who are you on that playground? Are you the peacekeeper on the playground, or are you the person that's the connector that gets along with everybody, or are you that one that everybody just wished it would just go home?
Well, there's also the person that laughs at the person that falls off the jungle gym.
Oh yeah, you that guy with that weird sense of humor.
Well, I look and go, well, the same reason when people rubberneck when they drive past a car accident. Like, ooh, that looks like that.
Yeah, bam!
And they cause an accident.
Yeah, rubberneckers. Boy, that's the reason I left New York with one of them. Doggone rubberneckers. Anyway, so yeah, guys, look at the world as it is yours. It's like that God was that Scarface. The blimp is going by and it says, "The world is yours."
Yeah.
The world is yours. Because the world is yours. You have been presented with a God. I mean, the options are freaking endless. You're tired of this, then jump in on something, a donkey or something, and go to the mountains. And so go out in the mountains.
There you go. Or if you're local, I know it's getting really cold out. Judy had informed that downtown Sarasota, the Salvation Army porch is opening up right about now.
Yes.
The one on 10th Street?
I'm not sure. She just said downtown Sarasota, but
Yeah.
so if you're out there and you're cold and it's a place you've got to.
Yeah, that's the one that's on 10th, right across from Channel 7 News.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Right by the.
Yeah.
And with that opened up, if you're out there,
Yeah, but guess what, folks? There's some people that can't get in there. And if you can get in there, get over there quick. But there's some people that can't get in there. And for me, in my life right now, and the way that I feel about everything, I find it appalling that there's one single person sleeping on a cold ground tonight. In this world of plenty in this world where there's so much, so many empty buildings. Just all of these things, and so it's my mission. It's my mission to what we've always been talking about. Be a part of the solution. Do something that contributes to the betterment of our surroundings, our environment. This is where we are now, guys. We can't sit around with our heads up our because we're at a point now where we got all these things happening. We've got environmental issues happening. We've got some social and cultural and amoral, all kinds of stuff is going on.
Judy,
Go ahead.
Judy says any kind of addiction or any addiction of any kind is about numbing physical and emotional pain. So how does the root of the pain get healed?
Facing it.
I think
Facing
that's very
it,
true.
facing it, and discarding it. Face it and discard it. And you say, T, you make that sound so easy. No, it wasn't so easy to me. I was molested as a child. Was it easy? No. to get over it, to get over the pain of it, and yeah, because it was probably at the root of a lot of my addiction. But you face it, you look at it, and you say, "Hey, that happened." But listen, that's history, right? You got today, you got the present. Tomorrow's a mystery. You don't even have that, and so you don't have the option of having one moment in your life of being stressed or angry or anxious or any of that. You know, it doesn't really make any sense because you don't have to. You know,
Very true.
you just don't have to do it, and so if we do it, we're choosing that. I mean,
You're not changing it, you're choosing it.
I'm not, you know. I'm like Sting. Wasn't it Sting? In that song, "I'll be wrapped around your finger." See, I'm one of those people. I've only come here seeking knowledge that I did not learn while off in college. No, the stuff that I learned living here in the real world, the free world.
That brings you into a new vision that people don't know you as anymore.
Man, we got so little time on this planet, and there's so many great things out there that we can do. It's just I don't know. There's no time for foolishness.
And quitting won't speed it up. And, you know, you don't want to be headed, you know, nowhere fast.
This is true.
You know,
No truer words have been spoken today.
You can be holiday, but if you don't know what direction you're going into, then you're just hauling butt nowhere.
Because just stopping is, there's more to this.
Oh man. No, it's that whole. Listen, let me give you a really weird example, right, of how this thing kind of works and how you need to kind of figure out. Wait a minute, you know what? You might just be right. You know that? Do you know that? For years, they train from infancy. They train an elephant that if its stake is in the ground and the rope is on it and it's around its head, that it can't move. That elephant is trained. So when you go to a circus and you see this big gigantic elephant, right, and he's tied to a stake to the ground. And he's been trained such that he doesn't understand that he's the biggest beast in the thing. He can pull that thing out and knock the whole tent down and the whole circus down, but has been conditioned to be stuck to that stake. If that stake is there, I'm stuck. That's what we do, a lot of us. That's what we do in our lives. A lot of us, we've been so conditioned to be stuck to that stake. You know what I mean? And not stepping outside of it, not tearing the doggone thing down and getting it done. You know what I mean? This is all we got. This is all we got, folks. I don't know. I mean, I ain't seen nobody come back and say, "Here's what's going to happen next."
Oh, thank you, Judy, for posting that, guys. If you're on, Judy just posted Sarasota's cold weather shelters open tonight, and
yeah.
So it's on the page now? Okay.
The link is on the page.
Thank you.
And so thank you, Judy. And if anybody doesn't have access but is listening but needs to know, you can always dial 941-536-6761 and we can pass that info along to you.
Yeah. And again, we're getting ready to get a little bit more interactive. We're going to have some posts. We'll put up a little list of things. We'll put some tonight. I think we're going to try to play this PSA that I spent a whole big part of my life on, and it's about a young girl who experimented with some opioid, something I can't remember. I directed and I can't remember, but it's good. And I think in about 5-6 minutes, the producer said we're gonna run that. So you guys can see it, and then we're going. Yeah, everybody can step out for a minute, and then it's going to be posted on the YouTube page. I want you guys to push it. It's got over 4,000 views on Facebook, and so
it's real. It's real. That's what I said. I was just going to step out because
it is a little. What do you call it? Rough. What is the word we're looking for? Yeah, raw. Real. It's a little raw. It's a little real, but that's the vision.
Have you been there yourself?
Yeah, you'll relate.
It breaks your heart, and
Yeah.
to see yourself. It's like looking in the mirror.
So once again, later we'll post it on the YouTube page. That's the Recovery Room SRQ on YouTube. This video tonight, this live video will be there to watch. And so we want to start driving our traffic over to YouTube because there's an opportunity to generate some income. Because we need, right now we're at the point that we want to be a helping hand. We want to help people as much as possible. We got PO Wars that's happening. It's going to be a really great fundraising opportunity, but we right now we're at the point where the things that we need to do require some funding. Did this for a long time and didn't really need much, but now that we have some responsibilities and some people to feed and pay and all that kind of stuff, it's time to start really getting busy there. Which we got a few minutes. It brings me to the GoFundMe campaign that we're about to kick off for Sean to get Sean a liver. It's really interesting because Sean is one of those guys that's like, he's got like that lucky rabbit's foot up his, guys, just a lucky guy. The good deal comes through, Sean's there, he's got it. All the good things, Sean's there, he's got it. A windfall of cash, Sean's there, boom, hits him in the head, he's got it. But for me personally, when I first came to this town some 20 odd years ago, Sean was there to help me get my life back on track, and then some 20 odd years later, it happened again, and I'm totally grateful and appreciative of that. And so, having saved my life, I just want to just kind of return the favor. And so we're going to do this YouTube campaign. I want you guys to reach out and contribute to this because we don't know. The procedure itself costs $500,000. Okay, he's got some weird thing called medically needy. I've been researching it, and it is a type of insurance for people whose threshold of money suggests enough over, and she's about $5 over. For being eligible for the regular Medicaid. And so here's another time when his good fortune is working not so good in his favor.
Good luck at the Irish. Nobody says it's all good luck.
Yeah, but we're gonna do that because I would imagine it's gonna at least be half of that amount that's going to have to be paid out of pocket. And this we know already. We already know that regardless of what type of insurance you have, you're going to have some out of pocket expenses, and then of course you're going to have some post care kind of stuff and all that.
Some pre-op,
yeah,
post-op,
and all that stuff. And
I already had all the pre-surgeries leading up to this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just keep your eyes open, guys, and participate. This is you guys know Sean very well by now. Great guy that needs our help, and it's just really as simple as that. So coming up soon, we're probably going to do it late tonight because that's where we find ourselves doing stuff. We go to bed early and wake up in the middle of the night and get stuff done.
Judy's asking if Sean's been tested for a liver donor match.
No.
You got one? No, just
first
kidding.
They said I was too healthy, that there was people sicker than me, and then they said I was too sick for the transplant, and then.
Well, I will look into that, Judy.
As of yet, no, but I know Tampa General now has all of my medical stuff.
Yeah.
And they're going to have me. I know they're going to have me go up there to run a panel of tests, etc. So.
Yeah. Well, that's coming up.
It might be in some of my paperwork in here.
We should have some information more concrete in about a week or two. So until then, though, we want to sit around on our thumbs. We want to get proactive on this and make sure that we have what's necessary to get this done. Listen, there's some people that can poop $250,000, $300,000 and know it. Just they waste it. And so let's find a few of those that can afford to save a life and make that maybe can benefit spiritually from saving a life. You know what I mean? All right. I guess we got the producer says we're gonna run the video. It's about that time. Let's see what happens. It's called I Didn't Know.
I didn't know. Snorting that first line of Oxy would take me down this path.
Realistically though, that one's on me. That's free. Okay. But if you want to get some more, you know, just bring a couple of digits, a couple of dollars, and we work it out. Work out some stuff in trade. You know how that goes.
I didn't know that I would sell my body to support my habit.
So sorry, little one. Hardest thing I do.
No, I need her, Mom. I need her, Mom. Baby. No, Mom. No, baby. No, Mom, baby. No, no. My baby. I have to go to her. I have to go to her. No, Kathy, no. Get away from my car.
I didn't know that I would lose my baby. That she was born addicted and she never had a chance.
You don't need a car to show you how far you can go.
I'm floating, I'm rolling down the highway, I'm strolling. How much you got you holding? It's so hard to control it, but I like the high.
Mainlining heroin in a public restroom was not in my 5-year plan.
With the high took my friends, so I'm down with the call to the end. I will.
Hey, baby, what's up? Did you have a party here last night? Baby? Wake up. Baby? 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 Wake up. Wake up. Baby, baby. Marianne, call 911.
What's
Marianne!
My baby!
Wake up, get her 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 up. No.
I didn't know that last shot that it would kill me, but it did.
We didn't even know she was using. I don't know how we didn't see it. My baby. My baby's gone. My baby.
Today I may not have a thing at all.
Know the end before you begin. Whoa. Okay. All right. Now, how you like me now? Yeah, that was a very tough shoot, you know, because so much of it was just so real. I want to give Mackenzie a big shout out and a thumbs up for her role. I mean, she captured that thing like I was, you know, it was good. It was good. It was real. And so we're going to be having that. That's a PSA. Now that's really a series of PSAs put into one. It's 4 different stories, but we put it into one. We're going to be editing it down and putting it on our YouTube channel. And again, we need you guys to go and check it out on YouTube and get it some hits and some likes and some things, and so we can start generating some income from it, and also get it out there to a whole lot more people than we could here just on the Facebook alone. So thank you, Don Dean. Boy, I'm feeling that was a accomplishment, man. That was like a woohoo. Look at him patting himself on the back up there. So yeah, that was wow. It was, and I hadn't seen it in a while, so it was kind of interesting seeing it again. Got me at a loss for words. And that doesn't happen very often, does it?
No. Even when you're sleeping,
which is rare these days because we got so much going on. And guess what? Here's a beautiful report, guys. The reality is we got so much crap going on, but all of it is stuff that we want to do. Interesting. Huh? When all your stuff kind of ties in together, the recovery room ties in with P.O. Warriors, and the music ties in with the Hammock Haven, and it just kind of all goes together. We're going to be doing some more filming, much like this series of PS. This was supposed to be 10 of them, but we ended up with 4, which is better than nothing. So, at any rate, I hope you guys got some juices flowing in watching that. Hopefully there may be somebody in your life who maybe you said, wait a minute, I always thought she was too beautiful to be an addict. Maybe there's somebody that's about to slip through your little crack, that you're not paying attention to, that if you catch them before they get to that point, that of course that we did the final come down. We didn't do the one because there was supposed to be one about going to jail. There's a few other ones that and we'll get them done at some point, But we're hoping that you can like the thing says, you can start thinking about the end. You can know the end before you begin, and the people that are out there watching can get a glimpse of the progression, because the stories are also very similar. Nobody intended to find themselves where they're locked in, where their daily existence revolves around finding a substance and inducing it in whichever way that they induce it to try to find what that becomes their new normal. Okay, what was your previous normal? What was your previous normal? What was the happiest time in your life? If you had a happy time in your life, for some people, it sounds like they never had a happy time in their entire life. It's amazing. It's like, I think something good had to happen.
They came up crying, screaming, and they're still crying.
Yeah, still crying and screaming. Grow up. Grow up. It's time. It is time to put on the big girl panties. It's time to put on the long pants, gentlemen. Okay, it's time. And and I'm talking to the people who know that it's time. If it ain't your time yet, I am not talking to you. Okay, but when it's your time, don't wait. Don't. My daddy used to always say, "Son, wait broke the wagon." I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" But waiting around, you got no time to wait. We don't know when that the Grim Reaper comes rolling in. We just don't have a clue. So do it now. My suggestion is to do it now. There's no time to waste. So Sean, I know you got some. You've been doing a lot of research. What do you got? What do you got going on? I know
I've just been because I'm on several different Liver Foundation things, just reading these people's stories, and a lot of people they just found out that they got diagnosed with a horrible disease that it's life changing, and they're going through the same ailments and problems that I am, and they'll post a question like, what's up? Why am I so exhausted, or whatever. And I was making, like, hey, well, I tried, but B12 helps out, try this and try that. And then some people were like, hey, that's a good idea, try this. And other people were badgering me, beating me up. Well, you're not a doctor, what do you think, whatever.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's their whole perception of what's actually going on. Then I found out that the people that were badgering me didn't have a bad liver. They were just on there because they knew someone that had and they thought they were helping it, and they were just hindering everything. So if you're going to give advice, make sure it's good advice and the proper advice and the right advice.
Well, that was that person that was on the playground that always had something to say about something, but said it with very little information.
Yeah.
You know,
There was a lot of talking, but
yeah,
nothing was being said.
talking loud and saying nothing. That's that person on the playground. Guys, look at this world as your playground, and remember the players, okay? But remember that it's your playground. You know, we talked about the feast of the senses yesterday. We talk about all of our senses, all of the smell, the touch, the sight, the hearing, the taste. All of these things are sensations that are from some kind of outside stimuli that comes into our this thing that we borrowed called the body, this temple that we have responsibility for. All those things are impulses, stimuli that come in from outside. Same as what you the visual things that you took. I mean, if you take some time and go and find online quotes, inspirational quotes, find them and then read 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them, and 5 of them, and 6 of them a day, every day, and get them in your brain and start thinking about them, because those are the things that change your attitude. Those are the things that give you to that point where you'll find that if when your life becomes a little bit more manageable and a little bit more pleasant, the life around you happens too. The change happens, man. And when it happens, it becomes a beautiful thing. It becomes a recognizable thing. And so, what happens internally, the only thing that happens internally are the visions that are created by these things, okay? So make those visions good. Make them great. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's 2 options, right? Living a life that is pleasant and good, and a life that is devoid of the things that make you whole. Choose one. You have the choice. No, there's no middle ground, because that's where most everybody lives, right? Stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
We're not talking middle ground. It's either this or there's that.
And you're not going to grow if you don't push yourself.
Yeah, man.
You're just going to stay in, like you're in stagnant water. Like, well, and why would tomorrow be any different or any better for you if you're just, well, that's a normal thing. I don't care if it's your love life, if it's your job, or your surroundings. If you can't change without compromising yourself, it's very, very simple. Leave. Not this earth, but leave the situation.
Yeah.
So, like T said, he changed
the location, geographically. Yeah. Had to. It was my only way out.
If that's what it takes to move, then move.
Comfortable's great, but nothing.
Come back over here. We don't want to hear you out the background all night tonight.
You mean like the other day? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who's that that's screaming out the kitchen?
If
at Prendeville Studios.
Yeah. don't just get stuck in that rut. Like, today was no good, and well, tomorrow's going to be the same. Well, the rest of your life's going to be the same unless you just step forward, make that step.
Yeah, and view it from a different perspective. I mean, that's just the way it is.
What was that movie with Good Will Hunting, when the Rob Bloom steps up on the desk?
That's perspective.
And he's like, he had everybody else do it. Look at everything else. Look at this whole room this way. I'm like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's that looks different. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results.
When Drew was driving my truck the other day when we were going somewhere, he was like, wow, I can see over the bushes now because I'm in a higher truck. He was just changing his perspective.
Yeah, he's just in that little sedan, and then now you're up in a truck. Yes.
By the way, he wants a truck now, so.
Yeah, well.
How's it feel to want?
He's gonna. Listen, it is great to want, and I want him to want, and I want him to figure out how to earn it, because if you want it, you can have it. I mean, there's your bottom line, because guess what? Because of that acronym called ASK, Ask and it shall be given, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door shall be open. It's one thing to just want it. It's a whole nother one to go and get it, to go and seek it out and go and find it and go and ask the right questions and talk to the right people and knock on the right doors to make it happen.
Like, I think I mentioned this the other day during the show. This kid, 17 years old, still in high school, was in the NASA program and was kind of bored, looking through the stuff, found a new planet. That all the guys that went to college all these years, everything else, and I mean, And the 17-year-old just goes, huh,
Look at that.
look at that. He's got a planet named after him. What? I mean,
I bet you didn't know that.
He was reaching for the stars, and he
got a planet.
You know,
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, guys, there is something out there. I mean, there are miracles and really great things extraordinary things being done by seemingly ordinary people, but there's no such thing as an ordinary person. We all have the capacity to do great things. I mean, it's like the cemetery is the most valuable property on the planet, because people are going to their grave with their gifts and their treasures still buried deep inside them, and then they throw it in a box and they put you in the ground 6 feet deep and throw dirt on top of it and put a stone on you. I mean, your dream is gone forever, dead, and you missed the opportunity to see how the world responded to you, because see, intellectual entertainment is what I'm all about. Okay, because what I like to do is entertain myself. See, I'm an entertainer. I sing, right? And I love singing, and I love for the people to hear me sing, but I love their response to me singing. I'll be honest about it. You know, I love them liking me more than I love them liking it. Just trying to be real. You know, just trying to be real. So it's my playground, folks. It's your playground. Look at it and design it any way you want to. You know, I had a son, right? I have a son. And when he was a kid, he used to amaze me, because anytime you didn't see him, usually it's like, you don't even call Jerron. You don't say, Jerron. You just go and look around, look under a table or something, you know, look in some little quiet place, because he would always find this quiet place, right? And he'd take some Legos and some clothespins and some bottles and some whatever, and he would create his own little city. That imagination was amazing, and today he works for PBS, because he was designed to do this kind of work. He was designed. In fact, when he was about 21 years old, we had this long conversation, because he comes from his mother's side is some doctors and lawyers and teachers and all that kind of stuff. And everybody was saying to him, you should go in and you go and do law. You should be a lawyer. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude. You would be you would be the most miserable lawyer that I could ever know. I've known you since you've been a little boy, and you are creative. You should follow your creative things. And guess what he did? And I'm proud of him. Like I said, he works for the public broadcasting. It's PBS. Yeah, great guy too. So follow your dreams, you know. Follow your dreams, because if you find what it is that gives you pleasure, you can do it and earn some money, and you'll never work a day in your life. It'll all be play. My friend John Wilson says it all the time. It's like success is not knowing when you're working a plan. They're both the same thing. You know, they're both the exact same thing. And this other saying that I've got to start saying more, and I want to share with you guys, is that, see, things don't just happen. Things happen just. Okay? Things happen. This is your world. This is your playground. How you put it together is how it is. I mean, I don't know, man. I know sometimes it sounds like I'm trying to simplify this thing, but it is simple.
It just is what it is.
It is really that simple. You know, and I just want you guys to understand it. Wipe out all the thoughts, wipe out all the stuff, and how, you know, you got to go and kill the bear and all that crazy stuff, man. And just get to the point of knowing that this life is here for you. This life has the option for you to live it either way you want to live it. You can be mediocre. And none of us are born to be mediocre.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Or you can excel at what it is you do. Now, and that don't mean that you got to be a super duper star in the world and everybody knows you and you got book deals and all that. No, be really good at what you do. See, I got a really good trash guy, right? And he's good enough that we tip him. You know, but he's good at what he does. That's what he's good at that. If that's what he wanted to do and he set out to do it, that's a success.
Yeah, and everybody else's trash can, he just throws them in the
Yeah,
yard.
you see him
Ours-
rolling down the road. No, nah, he don't really. He doesn't really do it. The other guy does it. No.
But ours are placed up nice and
Yeah,
organized
up
for
against the
us.
fence.
And it's just that little
Bit of
gesture.
caring, just that little
Little bit of
gesture.
caring.
So guys, you don't have to be a superstar. You don't have to win a Grammy. I mean, I've been singing for 25 years. I ain't never got close to a Grammy, but my singing career has still been rewarding. I still have enjoyed it. It's still taking me around the world. I've got a couple of applause here and there. I'm satisfied. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll take a Grammy.
I can probably win something for the worst singer.
Yeah, they got that category. But yeah, just live your life to the fullest, folks. Just live your life to the fullest. I mean, it's really as simple as that. I can't do it for you. Nobody can do it for you. But I can guarantee that once you make that decision, you will be so happy. Is that 10 minutes or 10 seconds?
10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, no, that's the 10. That's that 10 sign. Okay. So yeah, be the best it is at what you're doing.
Certainly.
Years ago, I was managing Fin Daddy's restaurant in Sarasota, and my boss was like, "Hey, Sean, look, I really need these bathrooms painted." I never said I could paint, but he just naturally assumed I could, and I didn't do a poor job on purpose. That just wasn't my forte. I told I was like, "Look, I can manage restaurants, I can do catering, I can do this, I can do that." Nowhere did I ever say I could paint. I never intended to be a painter. He came in the next day. He's like, "What happened?" I said, "I painted the bathroom." And he's like, "It looks horrible." I was like, "Well, I never said I could do that."
Judy said her daughter Michaela
And
was well
just
inspired.
set your goals that you can achieve. Don't make them for the whole year.
Yeah,
Make 'em
do
for
some
this
short-term
week,
ones, yeah.
For one day.
Yeah,
Then
make
you
a
got
list of that
goal,
day.
Go to the next goal.
And guess what, guys? Check them off. Make the list and then check them off. I made a list one time and I lost it. It was a list. It was like a 6-month goal list, and I lost it. And then we kind of moved the furniture around in the room, and voila, there it was.
It's like behind the dresser.
Right behind the dresser, the whole time. And I looked at it, and I was able to check off most of the stuff. Write it down, because it becomes more magical on paper when you can see it, because we have this reticular activating system. Pictures, we think in pictures, okay? So you got that picture in your brain of you need to, do this today. Here's one of my goals just for today. Here's what I need to get done today. Man, get that done and then move on, because the further you get up the road, the further you can see up the road.
Amen.
Something.
Tell somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Tell them you love them.
Oh yeah, and especially them people that's causing you pain, because when you think about them, you get angry. That's called taking the poison and thinking the other person's gonna die. It just ain't gonna happen. So you might as well get over it. Be the adult in the situation and go and go to the person and say, "Listen, I'm tired of this crap. I live in Pleasantville." That's what I told Dora today. I said, "Listen, she had some things she was worried about not being on the show. We do miss you, Dora, but we know that you're doing what you got to do out there." And I said, "Don't ever worry about me, because we live in Pleasantville.
We always good.
It's all good. It's no worries." And somebody called me on the phone today complaining, and I was like, "Listen, I don't live there. I'm sorry. I live a life that is pretty much stress free, and I don't need yours."
Stay here anymore.
Yeah, that stuff don't stay here anymore. That shit rolls off of me.
What's that saying? Dave's not here.
Dave's not here. Hey, this is Dave. No, Dave's not here. Yeah, make up your mind. Be here or not here. Get out of the one nation under sedation. Get out of the procrastination, stagnation, procrastination nations. Yeah, come on, man. Wake up. It's time. Listen, the alarm is going off, and that's what people who need to be alarmed. See, I don't want to be alarmed. I got a wake up device if I need it, but I usually just wake up anyway, and I don't even need a thing because my brain tells me it's time to get up. You know,
Yeah,
and then
4
that's what I
o'clock every
do
morning.
every morning. I don't like a thing, and then I go take a little nap, and I get up and I go and attack this day, man, and I attack it with a vengeance. And I do it so well that it don't even look like I'm doing nothing.
Oh, you're just stealthily, are you? Just stealthily.
I'm stealth with the thing, man. I done accomplished 10 things when y'all ain't done nothing. No, I'm just kidding about that. You guys, I'm sure you've all done something. If you're ready, I'm sure you've done something in that direction. And if you haven't, Don, you might got to remind me to look up there at you, because I'm looking at myself, looking down at sort of what I'm so used to doing. See, habits, right? Mm-hmm. I'm so used to looking down, and now I got all this happening. I can look up and let the world, see what's going on.
If for 21 days we hang something really sparkly and attractive right there.
Yeah.
Not saying that you're not done.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
if we got
he
you
is.
to look up there for
Are you saying
21
he's
days
sparkly or
and then
he's
took
He's sparkly.
and then took it down, would you still be in the habit of looking up there?
Would I? Probably.
Well, we should
Yeah.
try this 21-day challenge on you.
Okay.
Oh.
We're going to put some
She called
sparkly
him out right there on the
right
show.
there. Yes. It's
Yeah.
practice what you preach, bro.
I'm just saying.
Hey, listen.
Pretty comfortable sleep.
I'm gonna tell you what, I do practice what I preach. You know, every day of my life, I am trying to like avoid stress. I'm not certainly trying not to create any. But if you ask anybody you happen to see that spends any time with me during the course of the day, ask them if I bring any drama and trauma to their life. You know, ask them if like I'm smiling and maybe laughing at a joke if I'm not telling one, or addressing something that needs to happen. There's no time for petty stress and stuff.
Like, T learns. He knows if he's using a piece of heavy-duty equipment to put the bucket down.
Oh, my God. Jesus criminy.
Never got
How long has it
that.
been? It's been about a month. I haven't heard that now.
That was just since the last incident.
Oh,
We're
my
still
God.
hearing about the one before.
Yes, I left the bucket up. People, here's a lesson. If you got a bobcat or something with the bucket on it, put the bucket down when you exit the vehicle, because people like Sean will come and run their head right into the bucket. Bucket head.
PSA.
Yeah, another PSA. Duck.
Put the bucket down.
Duck. Oh man. Hey guys, it is Tuesday, January 21st, man. We're already through the first month of the year pretty much, okay? It's flying by. Hey, listen, on this Saturday, my band will be at Norma Jean's down in Venice. Norma Jean's, Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean. They have a nice little place down there. They invited us down to play. And then Sunday we'll be out at 21 Suites. Doing a brunch. No, on Anna Marie Island.
Oh, okay.
There's a new restaurant. Some of our new friends, Brady and Dawn, really great people. 21 Suites. Here's a shout out, Anna Marie Island, boy. Go out and get yourself some of the 21 Suites. How much time we got, Mr. Producer Man? 4 seconds.
4 minutes.
4 minutes. So what you guys got?
Do you want to wish Drewski happy birthday?
Oh, yes. Just a little advance.
Is it today?
Happy birthday, Drew. No, it's just
tomorrow.
early. Happy birthday,
Tomorrow,
Drew.
that's right.
We won't be on tomorrow.
Yeah,
but
so we'll be
yes,
celebrating his birthday.
Drew will be 18.
We'll be beating him. You know how
My
you got to get him
baby.
18 licks. We'll be pounding him 18 times.
Yeah. Just so your character. 18 years old. But,
Woo!
yeah.
Yeah,
Makes me feel
yeah.
old.
We're sending him off to the military.
Yeah.
No, he can't.
No.
He can't go. He's got too much to do around here. Yeah. So anyway, guys, we know that it's not your aptitude, it's not how smart you are that determines your altitude, your station in life, how you view this life, your perspective. It is your attitude, that determines that. And so we suggest very strongly that you start addressing that thing
Today.
called attitude. Make it one of gratitude, make it one of expectation, make it one of kindness and love and giving and compassion and passion and all those things. And all those things simply mean that do what needs to be done. Simply. I don't know what else it is.
Simply successful.
Simply successful. Do what needs to be done. Simplify your life. Take all the stuff that's causing you grief.
Debride it.
And throw it in the garbage.
Garbage.
Make it
Get
garbage.
rid of it.
Get rid of it. Toss it.
You say, hey, Dave, yo, Dave, here's the trash. Take this stuff out.
Go
Get
ahead.
out of here. Get out that way.
Yeah.
No.
What do you say?
Jeez.
Jesus, criminy. All right. So, guys, it is without further ado that we bid you a farewell. If nobody's told you they love you today,
We love
we
you
love
guys.
you.
Stay warm.
He's taking it out with little young Leah Michelle on a song called
What?
yeah. What is it called?
Sorry?
What's Leah Michelle's song called? It's called Bye Bye. Broken Heart. Bye.
I would come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me. But you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me. But you didn't know.